Welcome back. All right, so we're going to talk about the career of Zach Parise, a number 17 pick in 2003, one of the many fantastic picks from the 2003 entry draft. So his father, J.P. Parise, played for the Minnesota North Stars for roughly 9 seasons, also played for the New York Islanders as well. So when Zach Parise signed with the Minnesota Wild, it made a lot of sense at the time. That being said, we're going to start off in New Jersey with his career in 2005 2006. So this is the NHL coming out of the lockout, wiped out season of 04-05. And in 05-06, he plays 81 games for the Devils, 14 goals, 18 assists, 32 points. Solid rookie season. In the playoffs, 1 goal, 2 assists for 3 points in 9 games. 06-07, he really hits a stride offensively. 82 games, 31 goals, 31 assists, 62 points. In the playoffs, really solid performance. 11 games, 7 goals, 3 assists, 10 points. 2007 2008, there's some consistency in his numbers here. 81 games, 32 goals, 33 assists, 65 points. So right around the same numbers he had the previous season. In the playoffs, just the 5 games played, 1 goal, 4 assists, 5 points. The sad thing for Parise is that he's drafted in 03, which was the last time that the New Jersey Devils won a Stanley Cup. So he doesn't get that Stanley Cup. Very good player for this team. And it's interesting too, because to me, I feel like Parise should have been on the 03 team. He would have fit in on the 03 team, but he was drafted that year. 08-09, his best season in his career. 82 games, 45 goals, 49 assists, 94 points. In the playoffs, 7 games, 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points. He was a second team All-Star. He's 5th in Hart voting that year and 8th in Selke voting. So good, solid player at both ends of the ice. Very fast skater, and remarkable numbers for him that season in what is truly a career year for him. Now, the following season, 2009-2010, plays 81 games, 38 goals, 44 assists, 82 points. So pretty consistent numbers there in the playoffs, a goal and 3 assists for 4 points in 5 games. 2010-2011, misses a lot of games that season. Only plays 13 games, 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points. And if there's any concern that those injuries are going to cause problems later, well, 2011-2012, he didn't miss a game. 82 games, 31 goals, 38 assists, 69 points. So, points per game down from where it was the 2 years before the injury-riddled season here. But 24 playoff games, 8 goals, 7 assists, 15 points. His 8 goals lead the playoffs in goal scoring that year. The Devils get all the way to the final just to fall short against the LA Kings, of course. And that was the year that it felt like the Devils were trying to do it for Brodeur, that one last hurrah for Marty Brodeur. But it's kind of a last hurrah for Zach Parise as a member of the Devils because he becomes an unrestricted free agent. And on July the 4th, he signs a 13-year deal with the Minnesota Wild. And it's the same day as Ryan Suter signs his. The Minnesota Wild make this really pretty big deal of it, big press conference, very expensive contracts, with the idea that the Minnesota Wild are tired of being in the middle of the pack. They want to be a contender. Bringing Parise to his home state, bringing in Suter, it's seen as being, the right move for this team. But it never really quite brings the Minnesota Wild to that next level. They still stay basically a middling team, and the cap hits for Parise and Suter become a bit of an issue. And of course, we still have that, but we're going to talk about it. 2012-2013, a lockout shortened season, 48 games, 18 goals, 20 assists, 38 points. In the playoffs, 1 goal in 5 games. So the criticism was there right out of the gate because, again, points per game not bad, but in the playoffs, just the 1 goal. They're out in the first round. 2013-2014, he plays 67 games, 29 goals, 27 assists, 56 points. Pretty solid numbers for Parise there. In the playoffs, 13 games, 4 goals, 10 assists, 14 points. So Minnesota reaches the second round. Minnesota has not been past the second round, though, since 2003. And I felt like Parise and Suter helped, but Minnesota never really had a great team. But a good team they did have. 2014-2015, 74 games, 33 goals, 29 assists, 62 points. In the playoffs, 10 games, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points. So again, Minnesota gets to the second round. They get no further. You're dealing with Chicago in this division. Chicago, a bit of a wagon at that point. 2015-2016, 70 games, 25 goals, 28 assists, 53 points. No playoff appearance that year for Zach Parise. 2016-2017, plays 69 games. The offense comes down a bit here. 19 goals, 23 assists, 42 points. And in the playoffs, 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points in 5 games. So the offense has dropped off, obviously, considering the cap hit for he and for Suter. A lot of the criticism is going to fall upon them for their contracts when the Minnesota Wild fall short. 2017-2018, he only plays 42 games that season, but records 15 goals, 9 assists, 24 points. So the 15 goals put him on about a 30-goal pace. In the playoffs, he plays 3 games and records 3 goals. So pretty decent playoff appearance there. 2018-2019, 74 games, 28 goals, 33 assists for 61 points. So pretty solid offensive numbers there. And while Parise's not like in the All-Star game every year and he's not this, humongous scorer by any stretch, he's still putting up good numbers. It's just still that contract's going to get talked about. 2019-2020, plays 69 games, 25 goals, 21 assists, 46 points. And then in the playoffs, Minnesota gets eliminated in the qualifying round. 3 assists in the 4 games in that qualifying round. So again, Minnesota is not getting over the hump. 45 games, 7 goals, 11 assists, 18 points in 2020-2021. That's a 56-game schedule there. And then in the playoffs, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points in 4 games. So the Minnesota Wild have a problem, right? Where this is still a team that's not quite good enough. Parise's clearly not living up to his contract. There's talk of, just needing to change things up. Change up the locker room environment as well. So Suter and Parise both get bought out. On July the 13th, Zach Parise's contract is bought out by the Minnesota Wild. And so Minnesota is going to be paying for this until, I think it's 2028 or 2027. But the reality is that it leaves them in some salary cap distress. Now, if they hadn't bought out the contract, just going down that route, there would still be 1 year left on that contract. My guess is Parise wouldn't be retiring and leaving that money on the table. But with the buyout in hand, he then moves on to join the New York Islanders. That's on October the 10th of 2021. And he plays all 82 games for the Islanders, but the offense has dropped off. 15 goals, 20 assists, 35 points. 2022-2023, 82 games, 21 goals, 13 assists, 34 points. No points in 6 playoff games. So throughout the summer of 2023, we heard a lot about whether or not Parise might come back. Lou Lamoriello making it clear that there's a spot for him on the Islanders should he want to come back. That talk continued right into the following season, and the thought process was simple. If Parise's going to come back and play, it will very likely be for the New York Islanders. However, he surprised most by signing with the Colorado Avalanche on January 26th, wanting one last kick at the can, and he felt that Colorado was a good opportunity for him to potentially win a Stanley Cup. Plays 30 games with Colorado after signing with them. 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points. In the playoffs, he adds 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points in 11 games. I thought he played well for Colorado, but are his best days behind him? Well, yeah. Still, fast skater, good player, ends up playing 1,254 games in the National Hockey League, 434 goals, 455 assists for a total of 889 points. In the playoffs, 122 games, 39 goals, 44 assists, 83 points. He did get World Junior Gold in 2004. He won gold at the under-18s in 2002 as well. Playing for Team USA. His dad played for Team Canada, so that's kind of cool. 2010, he got Olympic silver in Vancouver, representing, again, Team USA. So Parise had a really solid career. Looking forward to seeing what he does in retirement. But all the best to him. And, again, really shows just how stacked that 2003 draft really, truly was. And yeah, so I don't think he ends up being a Hall of Famer necessarily, but could we see a number get retired somewhere? Sure, maybe. I don't know if that necessarily happens, but either way, all the best to Parise in his retirement. And yeah, definitely a respectable career. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.